Hello and welcome back to another episode. Today I am firmly in the mood for something a bit different, something a bit new. And so I thought I'd continue my journey down that path of discovery, which I've been on for the past couple of years now, I suppose, in trying to understand American food and drink that I can get my hands on at least here in the UK. And so today I'm going to try 5 American beers, or 5 ales, as some of these beers seem to call themselves, and we'll see what they're like. So this is a great excuse to drink some beer, but also hopefully you guys will find this interesting as well. If maybe you haven't tried some of these, maybe you have. But it's worthwhile, I suppose, just first of all, just putting this into context, and that is that there's this sort of great misconception that people in the UK drink warm, flavourless beer. And that's simply not true. It really is not true. Yes, we don't have our beer chilled. We tend to have it sort of at basically at cask temperature, which is usually below room temperature. So it's relatively cool to drink. But crucially, in Britain, we love flavoursome beers. There's CAMRA, the Campaign for Real Ale, for example, which was started up decades ago, precisely because, yes, okay, you know, some of the main, the more commercial beers were starting to take over the market, so there's a pushback from those campaigns. But the point is, people love, in this country, that we love beer that tastes good. Often taste has quite a sort of hearty and nuanced series of flavours, and these beers are distinct. They're different, for example, to German beers, certainly European lager, and I gather that they're likely to be different to American beers. So let's see what this is like. Now let's start in no particular order. I've got my TARDIS bottle opener, and we're going to start with Anchor Steam Beer. This apparently is made in San Francisco since 1896. Brewed and bottled by Anchor Brewing Company, San Francisco, California, from barley malt, contents 12 fluid ounces. There you go. And it is 4.8% alcohol. It's described as being virtually handmade. The deep amber colour, with deep amber colour, thick creamy head, and a rich flavour, all testify to traditional brewing methods. Okay, let's give this a go. And I'm going to be a bit uncouth and try these from the bottle because, frankly, I don't have that many glasses lying around. But we'll see. There we go. Okay. Oh wow, stopped it mid-flow. Let's see what this is like. Okay. Ooh. Now that is very interesting. It hasn't got the hopsy, I suppose it wouldn't, it's sort of barley based by the look of it. It hasn't got the hopsy sort of base note to it. It's not sort of as bitter as, for example, say Hobgoblin beers are, but it has got a very sort of piquant, fragrant kind of note that hits the top of the tongue. Tastes quite good and smells almost sort of fruity. It's quite nice actually. That is okay. So far we're off to a good start. Let's put this down here. Okay, let's see what's next. Now we're going to go for a classic here. This is one which I've definitely seen drunk in American movies, and that is Sam Adams' Boston Lager. America's world-class beer, it says. Okay, let's see what this is like. And this is also 4.8%. Okay. Okay. Well, the bottle is see-through, so I can see that the beer is quite clear and crisp. It's got quite a bubbly head on it. I can already see that, so just about through the back of the bottle there. Let's see what this is like. That's similar to that one in terms of some of the flavours and notes that it hits, but this one's a bit closer to I suppose a British beer in terms of having a slightly more sort of bitter aftertaste. It is still barley malt and gluten, and it says here it contains gluten as well, but barley based. It's okay. It's a bit bland though. It's a bit sort of bubbles and bubbles and not much else. I have to say, I'm not terribly impressed with Sam Adams, even though Sam Adams, I know, is a very important figure from American history. I'm afraid, could have done better on the beer. Okay, next we're going to go for Brooklyn Lager. Now this apparently comes from the Brooklyn Brewery, 5.2% this time, and let's just have a quick look. Brewed and bottled in Brooklyn Brewery, 79 North 11th Street, Brooklyn, New York, which is quite reassuring. Also looks as though this is also saleable in Quebec. Brooklyn Lager is a direct descendant of the pre-prohibition favourite Vienna Lager style, displaying a firm malt centre supported by refreshing bitterness and floral dry hopped aroma. A true American original, it's smooth, refreshing and versatile with food, whether it's your first craft beer, oh, that's a bold statement, or your 100th, you'll find Brooklyn Lager as robust and inviting as ever. Bold fight, then be bold words, fighting words, let's see. It's hardest, doing its job. Pardon me. And here we go. Ooh, that's a bit more coppery, a bit more sort of metallic in terms of its flavour. It's still hitting the same sort of malty sort of notes as the other ones, but I can see where they're coming from. This feels a bit more European actually. It's good. Again, it's very light, very airy, very sort of front of the tongue kind of flavours. And good, yeah. That would go well actually. I can see that going well with sort of fried chicken or something, or nibble food. Actually, that's a good beer. That's very quaffable, as they say, very quaffable. Okay, so we have 2 beers left. We have a bottle and a can. Let's mix things up and go for the can, shall we? Let's put the TARDIS down for a sec. This is from a brewery called Brew York. Quite like the pun there. Brew York. So good they named it twice. I see what you did there. American Pale Ale, 5.1% alcohol. So I suppose the second most alcoholic beer we've had so far. Again, apparently brewed and canned in New York. Looking forward to seeing what this is like. 1.7 UK units. So let's see what this is. Okay. The smell actually that hits you straight away, just from the sort of, there's been a bit of a spray there. It's quite sort of citrusy. It almost smells like a soft drink, like Sprite or something like that. Okay, let's see. No. No, I'm sorry. That's, you see, with the citrusy smell and the hit of bubble, the lightness to it, it kind of tastes like I'm drinking washing up water. I wouldn't say used dirty dishwater, but water with bubbles in it. But the smell makes you think of washing up liquid, which is a real shame actually. Hang on. Nope. No. Such a shame because the can looks so intriguing. Okay, hopped in. So good. We named it twice and hopped it thrice, it says here. Expect an enticing aroma. Expect beautifully tropical flavour. Oh, okay, so they're sort of going for like tropical fruits, are they? Okay. Expect an urge to start spreading the brews. I suppose there is like a mango sort of smell there, or sort of a, yeah, it smells like, like mango, pineapple, that kind of thing. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. One more go. No, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Brew York. I'm sorry. Must do better. Pardon me. Must be the bubbles, as my wife would say. Okay, finally we're going to be landing on a beer which is actually in many ways, pardon me, quintessentially British. Ironically, because it's actually called Indian Pale Ale. IPA is a type of beer that was made so that it fermented on its journey from Britain to India. The idea being that it would be sort of part of the payment and the refreshment for troops who were helping look after British India, the Raj, this kind of thing. And it was deliberately made so that it would mature just to the right point when it arrived in India. So it has a British pedigree, it is IPA, and it's being made by the Samuel Adams Company, Sam Adams. So I'm not convinced, going off the previous Sam Adams. What does it say here? Contains barley malt. Yep, okay. Anything descriptive? Bottled in the USA. And that's it. So, no description. Let's see what this is like. Okay, one more time. Once more into the breach. Okay. Thank you, Doctor. And this is just what, hopefully, just what the Doctor ordered. Rebel IPA from Sam Smith's. No. Not from Sam Smith, sorry. Sam Smith is my favourite. Sam Smith is actually my favourite brewery here in the UK. This is a beer mat for their Taddy Lager, because they're based in Tadcaster in Yorkshire. So Sam Smith's is my favourite brewery. Samuel Adams is not Sam Smith's. So Rebel IPA from Sam Adams. Let's see. Here we go. That is not, well, it's not what I would call an IPA. That's very, it's kind of hard to explain, but the flavour sort of brings your mouth downwards. It's not so much that it's bitter, but it sort of travels down. Okay, one more go. Yeah, it's a strange one. It's very, I suppose it is very hoppy in that sense. It feels very sort of, it feels as though it's got bitterness to it, but the bitterness is sort of also leveled off by something that hits you in the top of your mouth, almost actually in your nose. This sort of over, again, slightly metallic kind of backwash that goes on. I'm sorry, folks, that's not IPA. That's not an IPA. It may be brewed like an IPA. It may be copying an IPA recipe, but that ain't one. One more go. No, it's almost unpleasantly bitter. It's a real shame, actually, because I was hoping that being, because IPA actually is one of my favourite types of beer. There's one that's produced by the name escapes me, but I'll put it on the screen. That IPA is one of my favourite beers that you can get on the shelf, as it were, in the UK. This just isn't quite right. And that's a real shame, actually. I was hoping that we'd end on a high note, and no, we've fallen short. So there you have it. 5 American beers, and 3 of the 5 I think are quite nice. So actually, that's not a bad hit rate. I mean, to be fair, I'm sure if you got 5 random UK beers, some of them would be good, some of them would be bad, and it seems that, I don't know, maybe the popular beers, maybe the beers that people are putting on shelves here in the UK just aren't for me, perhaps. I don't know, but it was interesting, and of course, I now need to finish them off. So, with that in mind, I'm also going to go and watch a film, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this as much as I have. If you have any recommendations in terms of American beer, please do let me know. I want to try and find, good American beers, but also actually distinct American beers. Beers that aren't trying to be something else, and so much as, it'd be nice if I could find an American beer that was like a really good British or good German beer, this kind of thing. But actually, if I can find an American beer that's unique, distinct, and actually brings something else to the table, that's fantastic. So if you have any recommendations, please do let me know down in the comments down below. But yeah, I'm going to finish these off, watch a film, and have a good evening. Anyway, guys, as ever, until next time, do take care. Bye bye.